find it quite sad and disturbing that it's 2015 and these have become hashtags and one-liners and true teams, really putting people against each other, even though a lot of times on social media it's something in fun. And you might see, light skin N words do this, or dark skin N words do that, or nobody's better than a light skin thick red bone, or whatever. It's hurtful, and it's as a brown skin or dark skin girl, growing up and seeing that boys only liked, the light skinned girls that were, light, bright, damn near white type of thing, or, were mixed, or just extremely what girls will. And I know a lot of light skinned people hate the high yellow type of comments, but those types of people. And so, and to have black people, it's not even white people doing this at this point. It's us saying it to each other. It's us saying that if you're dark skinned, you're ugly, you're you're stupid, or you're undesirable, or just all of these negative connotations is attached to black. And people not necessarily understanding the history of it, and so a lot of times it's spewed out of ignorance. And I've heard of the dark skinned girls and the light skinned girls documentaries that were on the OWN network. I really didn't tune in. I could care less about the OWN network and what these women have to say. And I didn't feel like it was honestly going to tell me anything that I did not know. I found it interesting that they did do a light skin section, and so from the commentary that I was getting, the dark skinned girls were kind of like, here they are whining about having privilege, right? But I just think, if you're black, all shades of black are beautiful. I think people should really go back and read some history about where that comes from, and about how, light skin equaled, access to opportunities, that the lighter you were and the closer you were to white, the better off you are. And that's not even to say that that's a historical thing, because that still happens. So there is something that's considered light skin privilege, and that's something that a lot of people don't like to admit that exists. But sometimes the way racism and access and opportunities are set up, it's along a spectrum. So people that are closer to whiter skin have more access, and so that's why you see blacks are usually at the bottom, because we're the furthest thing, we're the most melanated people. And so and we come in various colors. I'm not sure if you've ever heard of the Eve gene that I've been reading about, but just how black women have the ability to make people of all colors. And so and if you look at my family, you have people that are the lightest of the lightest, and you have people that are the darkest of the darkest, and I think all black is beautiful. And I was extremely bothered. I went to a club in Raleigh a couple months ago, and I hate clubs, but I went. But this night was a reminder of one of the reasons why I hate clubs. And it was towards the end. I was there with some line sisters, and so the DJ out of nowhere says, "Where my light skinned women at?" And and half of the ones I was with were light skinned, and they were annoyed. And then a few minutes later, he's like, "Oh, where my dark skinned girls at?" And it was just like, in the club, in a black club, is that necessary? And that's where we've come to out of ignorance. And so I just think it's a total just lack of education in regards to that. Like I said, I think all black is beautiful.